You don't need to have everything figured out right now. If you're here, there's a good chance your mind feels restless in a very specific way. Not loud exactly, more like tense, as if something unresolved is always hovering in the background. You may feel okay one moment and uneasy the next. Nothing has gone wrong. And yet, something inside you keeps asking, what if I'm missing something? What if I make the wrong choice? What if this uncertainty never clears? That quiet discomfort can be exhausting. You might not talk about it much. You might even look functional from the outside. But inside, your mind keeps circling. Unanswered questions about work, about relationships, about timing, about whether you're doing enough or doing life the right way. And the hardest part is this. You don't know what you're supposed to know, so you think more. You analyze. You replay scenarios. You try to predict outcomes. But instead of relief, you feel tighter. That's not because you're bad at handling uncertainty. It's because your brain is designed to dislike it. Uncertainty triggers the same internal systems that respond to danger. Not because something is actually wrong, but because not knowing feels unsafe to the nervous system. Your brain prefers a difficult certainty over an open question. At least certainty feels contained. Uncertainty feels endless. So when answers aren't available, your mind stays alert, scanning, preparing, trying to reduce risk. That constant vigilance drains you. It's why uncertainty doesn't feel neutral. It feels personal, like a failure to decide, like a weakness. But it isn't. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do. The problem is that modern life is full of long-term uncertainty. Careers don't follow clear paths. Relationships don't come with guarantees. Success doesn't arrive on a predictable timeline. And yet, your nervous system still expects closure, so it pushes you to think harder, as if enough thinking could finally make the future feel stable. But thinking can't create certainty where none exists. It can only create pressure. That's why you may feel stuck between options, why decisions feel heavier than they should, why you delay, not because you don't care, but because every choice feels loaded. Avoidance in moments like this is not laziness. It's your system saying, this feels like too much risk right now. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling this way. Shame often enters when uncertainty lingers. You might tell yourself you should be more confident, more decisive, more resilient. But confidence doesn't come from certainty. It comes from safety. When your nervous system feels safe enough, it stops demanding perfect answers. You begin to tolerate the unknown, not because it disappears, but because it no longer feels threatening. This is where relief starts, not by forcing clarity, not by pushing yourself to decide faster, but by allowing uncertainty to exist without treating it as an emergency. Your brain doesn't hate uncertainty because you're weak. It hates it because it's trying to protect you. When you understand that, self-blame softens. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start noticing, oh, this is just my system looking for ground. And ground doesn't always come from answers. Sometimes it comes from permission. Permission to not know yet. Permission to pause without falling behind. Permission to trust that clarity often arrives after pressure drops, not before. When you stop fighting uncertainty, something shifts. Your thoughts slow, your body eases. Choices feel less loaded. You don't suddenly know the future, but you feel more present in the moment you're actually in. That presence restores agency, not the loud kind that pushes forward aggressively, the quiet kind that says, I can handle this, even without guarantees. You don't need certainty to move forward. You need enough calm to listen to yourself again. And that calm grows when you stop demanding that your brain do something it cannot do. Predict everything, control outcomes, eliminate all risk. You're allowed to live with some open questions. They do not mean you're failing. They mean you're human, living in a complex world. Right now, nothing needs to be decided. Nothing needs to be resolved. You can let the uncertainty sit beside you without trying to fix it. Your brain will eventually learn that not knowing is survivable. And when it does, clarity will come more naturally, not all at once, not dramatically, just quietly. And that's enough. You're not behind. You're learning how to feel safe without having all the answers. Let that be. Okay, there's no rush from here.